Hey, happy, I guess this is what, Tuesday, but good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are where this is happening. I am Katrina, one of your hosts of Steph and Cat Talk. Wow, I'm super happy to be here with two fabulous ladies. One I've been very fortunate to interview before, Crush, and Coach Campanelli of Top Tier. How are you ladies today?
We're doing great. Great as always. Only greatness coming out of Top Tier.
So you ladies have been causing quite the stir with some of the actions Top Tier has taken. And so I guess to both of you, Coach, what was it for you that you decided this was the best course of action to kind of change up your team and I guess make Top Tier and be a part of that? And Crush, for you, I know you kind of briefly touched on it previously, but like from then to now, what aspects of being part of a team is different for you than, I guess, being a solo competitor and well?
Well, for me, what led me to switching up my team and finding new talent was that I was really starting to feel like my tips were being misinterpreted and that my team was not remembering who's coach and kind of going off on their own and making their own team decisions. So I decided, maybe I'm done with the flippy fly type of wrestler, and I want to go for something a little more diversified and a little bit more ground and pound. So I found myself kind of looking around at the other talent at WoW, and I found Candy Crush and Gloria Glitter, who unfortunately is not here with us right now, but I found that, Crush coming from lots of different athletic backgrounds, but very focused, and boxing being the most recent and maybe the most helpful here in the ring. Uh, Her crushing power, and Gloria Glitter, who can run circles around anybody, her stamina is unmatched. So both of them with my broad background and my skills and strategy and everything, I felt like we made a very good team. Not only a great team, but also very strong individuals as well.
Yeah, and coming from the singles division, I mean, I tagged a few times, but as you know, my most recent tag partner uh, did not turn out to be such a partner at all in my mind. Um, Coming from the singles division, it's like you're out there on your own, which I am pretty used to as a boxer. So I feel like I did thrive there just naturally. However, I want to be the greatest of all time, and every great boxer needs a great coach in their corner. And so when coach approached me, it was a no-brainer. She already had taken the tag belts with Randy Rara, and I know for a fact that as a three-sport professional, we could go even further. Me, coach. I confuse this myself. Everybody confuses us. Now I'm confusing us. And Glitter, that we can go to the top, and that's why our name is Top Tier. We are the top of the top. And as everybody knows now, we are the best team in all of professional wrestling. So there's that. I feel like it's been a pretty easy transition. Coach has guided us to where we need to be, and we're all highlighting our own strengths. Like she said, I have the knockout power. Glitter has the stamina that can run circles around everybody, and Coach has the playbook. So she makes the right decisions for us. She's the brain. I'm the brawn, and Glitter is the buns. We all know why.
So you guys, as since you've been together as Top Tier, you had quite a few feuds already. You had the feud with Ariel Sky, also like new Team Spirit, but you also had the feud with the Mother Truckers, and then also with Santana Garrett and Americana. And so for you ladies, I guess going into all of the women, all you guys are amazing, but you guys are also very different. And I guess the way you guys go into like Americana's wrestling style is very different from, let's say, Ariel Sky. And then again, the three of you, as stated, also while work together well, have very different things that work for you as well. So what did you guys, I guess, bring into those feuds to kind of make sure you stood on top as being like the greatest tag team in professional wrestling?
That's a great question. So you know, me being the coach of Ariel, I kind of know her style and the way she thinks in the ring a little bit more, which is an advantage to me, but she also kind of knows that about myself as well. So we're always, you know, it's always the case when you're studying an opponent, and especially if you've worked with the opponent that you're about to wrestle, that you kind of know a little bit what they're gonna try. So that makes for an interesting match for sure. But now Ariel has gone and kind of found these other tag teams to join up with against the three of us. So it kind of makes for an interesting dynamic every time. And if you watch the episode this coming weekend, you'll see us versus the All American girls.
Yeah, and you know, we don't really have a feud with all of these tag teams that you've mentioned. We have beef for whatever reason with Ariel Sky, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it, because Coach gave her the opportunity of a lifetime to be part of the best team in all professional wrestling. And she fumbled that opportunity. That's not on us. And so really she's just projecting, and she's coming after us with some kind of vendetta, some kind of revenge tour of her own, and picking up friends along the way. I'm sorry that they had to get caught up in whatever she's starting. We're just here to finish it. So like Coach said, this weekend we're gonna go against the All-American girls. We haven't faced, well, I personally haven't really faced somebody with like a gymnastics background like them before, where all three of them are flippy flyers. But in boxing we say make them miss, make them pay. So I plan on making them miss and making them pay, and that's it.
Yeah, I respect it. So I know you ladies, again, why questionable? I guess the way it kind of played out with how the trios tournament was won. There was some questionable, I guess, how it played out. But even with that, you guys did win the trios tournament, and that's an accomplishment in itself. And so, what's the next goal, I guess, for you guys? You guys have the trios tournament, but there's still some titles there. There's still the tag titles. There's still the main championship, the WoW title, which is currently held by the Beast. So what are some other goals that top tier have on top of, I guess, showing the WoW roster what you guys can do, but like what are goals for yourselves as a team?
Well, you know, us being top tier, we're always aiming for the top, and we always will be at the top. So I think it's just a matter of collecting all the belts to prove that. So right now, we're the Trio Tag Team Tournament champions. We have that trophy. We have requested from David McLean to make him belts, but we'll see if that happens. But, you know, naturally, our next step is to go tag team and WoW World Champions. So
Also, I'm not sure why there's any questions about us winning the trio tournament. Sorry, couldn't let that go. We won that fair and square. We proved that we are the best of the best. So yeah, like Coach said, we requested belts because we can defend our title whenever anybody wants to.
Okay. I do agree. I do think you ladies should have belts. That's something me and Stephanie both said. We do think the trios thing should be belts. I think that if the trophy's cool, but it's like, no, I do like belts. I do appreciate that. So hopefully you guys get belts soon. Um I know you said it might not be questionable. I do think you guys did win that match fair. I do. I do think maybe more so, I guess, how it got to that was a bit questionable on my end.
listen, coach has to be creative and innovative. So if anyone's got a problem, they need to take it up with David McLean for agreeing to that wording.
So what is, like, I guess, the message you're trying, like, I know you said you want everybody to know you guys are the top tag team in wrestling, and I'm sure the top tier of all the women in WoW, but what is, I'm assuming you guys have like individual goals as well as like a goal together. So what is something that you guys kind of want individually, but as a group towards the route roster with the women that's currently in the locker room?
Individually, I want to prove, so I've been underestimated. I think my strength is underestimated, honestly. This is why I really resonate with Coach, because she sees everything that I have to offer. And I'm stronger than I look. I might be smaller than some of the other competitors like Beast, and I want to go out there and prove that. So I want to wrestle the biggest and the baddest. So I'm ready to throw down, to rumble with the beast, whether she has the title or not. And then, like Coach said, we're going to go for all the belts. I want to be WoW World Champion one day. And if Coach sees fit for me to be the person in top tier to go for it, then I'm going to go for it. If she's the one that's going to go for it, I'm going to have to support her until it's my turn. That is our contract with top tier. She decides our next plan of action. It's Coach's playbook we're going by, but ultimately I'm trusting that. So we'll go for the tag belts. Somebody will go for the singles belt. Maybe we'll pass the singles belt all around. Maybe we'll all end up being world champions, you know? Top of the top.
Yeah, and for me personally, I just want everyone to respect me as a coach, and not only as a coach, but the coach, and that I can coach any kind of team, any kind of superior athlete to making it to actually attain all of those champions. If she won the WoW World Heavyweight Championship, that would be my win too, because I helped her get there. But like she said, I mean, any one of us could win that belt, so I trust that.
Okay, so now I have to ask, because you did say we're following a playbook. You also said that this is something you can kind of share throughout the team. So this makes me think of two other team groups in WoW. We have the Fab Four, who at one point there was 3 belts in that group. You know, Lana Star was very adamant, even up to recently, I believe, saying how she wanted the belts back in her group. But then you also have that squad of Samantha Smart, Classmaster and The Disciplinarian, who also kind of seems to be kind of moving towards that direction as well. And so would you say they could be a problem on the road to reaching those goals when you have, I guess, multiple title winners in one group, where you had the titles kind of in there for a bit? I believe Miami Sweet Heat had it quite a few times, but then also where Samantha Smart is trying to make a plan for her girls as well. So do you think this will be an issue for also achieving those goals as well?
You know, I definitely see it as a challenge, but I never see it as an issue. Because let's not forget, Sweet Heat is the tag team that I won those tag belts off of, and we can contend how they got them back. So I'm just saying we never really got our fair chance back at those belts anyway. But that aside, you know, I also have wrestled Samantha Smart and her team with Disciplinarian and Classmaster. And while they are big and strong and gruesome, it's not always about how you can directly beat them, but if you can also make them beat themselves, because wrestling is a mental game as well.
And although they have IQ superior, Coach has the brains and also street smarts. And that's something that Samantha Smart is lacking. She is book smart. That whole stable is purely book smart as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, speaking of books, a book that Coach had me read to kind of get my mind right is called The Obstacle is the Way. And so that's just saying that it's just an opportunity to go through the obstacle, that's where you find out what you're made of. But we already know what we're made of, and we already know we're going to end up at the top.
Okay, I like that response. And I do remember being highly upset about the issue with the tag belts before. I actually was a little upset about how you guys lost it. I was actually very upset. So I understand in that regard that you definitely did not have a fair shot. I can even say, as much as I did think Lana Star might need to just move the team slightly to the back, it's okay for a second to give other women a shot. So I'll give you that. Um I'll give you that. So would you say, with this matchup coming up this weekend, would you feel like this is one of your more challenging matches, or will you feel like, I don't want to say light work, because I don't really like the way that sounds in this regard, but like, is this something you will feel like is just a little stepping stone, or is it something that you're using as to send the message to everybody in WoW?
That's a good question.
Look, I'm going to say this. We don't fight nobodies because we don't need to. We can beat the best of the best because we are the best of the best. And also, Santana Garrett is a former world champion herself. So that's no small feat. And we're not going to underestimate our competition. So we're going to go out there and give it everything that we always do. We're going to ground and pound. We're going to throw down. We're going to run circles around them. And you'll just have to tune in at the end of the day to see what happens.
Okay. Yes, I definitely agree. Santana is absolutely amazing, but I do feel like you guys are very tunnel vision of where you're heading, I guess, or rather what the goal is. And so that was why I asked that. So
Yeah.
what would you say? I know again, you guys mentioned, kind of running circles, kind of being the best of the best, but again, you guys do have a bit of a vast roster that anybody can kind of come for you if they feel like it, especially with kind of how some of the last few weeks has been with, again, some of maybe, if not feud, maybe some of the altercations that has happened over the last few weeks. Would you say you guys have a target on your back with everything, how everything has played out over the last few months? Do you guys think you have the biggest target on your back and WoW?
Of course we do. We're the best.
I think absolutely. Anytime you come in and ruffle feathers and make waves, people are going to turn that right onto you. So we're ready for that energy and we're ready to take on any challenge, as you say, that might come in our path. But I'm ready to go through this entire roster.
Yeah. We're disruptors. We're here to shake it up.
And if they don't like us or our style, that's their problem. And it's going to be their problem in the ring, too.
That's right.
I hear it. So this is I guess my final question for you ladies. What do you have to say to the WoW locker room? Again, there's a lot of women, a lot of debuts even within this year alone. There's been quite a few debuts. And I believe Gloria Glitter was this year, or maybe end of last year, but like even with her being part of your group, a debut. So you had a lot of women debuting, you have a lot of teams forming, you had a lot of people kind of joining forces, if you will. So what is your message to the ladies in the locker room about you ladies and top tier?
I think we will kind of throw this one over to Glitter since she doesn't get to be here with us today because she's holding it down at the Glitter Aerobics Academy right now. We'll just say you can't sweat with us. Simple as that. Can't compete, can't compare.
Love it. Can you ladies tell everybody where they can find and follow you?
You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is at CandyCrush_wow, KANDIKRUSH.
I'm at Coach Campanelli _wow on Instagram. That's CAMPANELLI, or just at Coach Campanelli on Twitter.
And you can follow WoW at WoW Superheroes.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. As stated, this is Katrina from Steph and Cat Talk. Wow, again, we are even with slight discrepancies of how things have been playing out. We are truly fans of the show. We are truly fans of the ladies, the work you have been doing in the locker room, in the ring, as an all women's promotion. So as always, thank you for allowing us to interview with you guys. You guys can follow me on InCat We Trust. E is 3 everywhere, but Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. And you guys can follow Steph at Queen Steph Hardy, all the Hardy Wrestling podcasts. She wish she could be here, but a girlie is grinding. So hopefully we can catch you. We can both be on at the same time with you ladies. But again, thank you so much for interviewing with me.
Hey, you're welcome. But thank you too.
Thank you.